Okay. This is that. This is That Yellow Night by Orphan Account. Summary: Cleverbot and Santabot are best friends. When Cleverbot breaks up with his boyfriend Wolverine, Santabot Santabot sees it as an opportunity to tell his best friend his true feelings. It was a wonderfully yellow evening. The sun sat on the brim of the horizon as the moon was about to breach the sky. Cleverbot sat on the on the grassy hill, which also sat a cherry tree, which was at the peak of its blossom. The petals blew with the wind, carrying on, carelessly caressing Cleverbot's raw cheeks and parading through his hair. He had just broken up with his boyfriend, Wolverine. Wolverine senpai. Fat tears rolled down his cheeks. The lush Mitsuki reference? Lush? I apologize. The lush grass was pulled forward by the wind, tried and true. Then the grass crunched with the sound of footsteps. Cleverbot, startled, turned around with a squeak. Squeak! But it was just Santabot, Cleverbot's best friend. Cleverbot tried to wipe away his tears so that Santabot would not see, but he knew his best friend knew that something was wrong. Cleverbot, are you okay? Santabot asked, stepping through the glass. The cherry blossoms rushed across his face. No, said Cleverbot with a sniffle. Wolverine senpai, he broke up with me. Didn't he just say that he... Never mind. Cleverbot sobbed, and his friend walked closer to him. He sat down... Shut the fuck up, guys! He sat down on the grass. A supple blossom landed in Cleverbot's hair. Santabot put an arm around Cleverbot, strong and steady. It was reassuring to Cleverbot that someone was there for him, and that his best friend in the whole world. Cleverbot blushed. His secret feelings for he has secret feelings for Santabot since they met, and since Santabot was touching him, it was like a dream. He really liked Santabot. He forgot about Wolverine and looked to his friend. Santabot-kun? asked Cleverbot in a nervous voice. His face was flushed and light pink. Yes, Cleverbot asked Santabot, wiping the supple tears from Cleverbot's plump cheeks. Cleverbot made a small noise in surprise, and Santabot laughed. I like you, Cleverbot stammered, blushing harder. Santabot's eyes widened. Cleverbot almost regretted what he said, worried that Santabot did not like him back. His bright eyes glassed over in fear. I like you too, Cleverbot, said Santabot with a gentle smile. He put his hands on both sides of Cleverbot's face. You do? Exclaimed Cleverbot. Of course I do, said Santabot. Then he kissed Cleverbot. The wind blew against them. Blossoms landed on them, and Cleverbot wanted to memorize this moment, this lovely yellow night, forever. Santabot broke the kiss, breathing heavily. He looked to Cleverbot, whose eyes were filled with lust. His mouth was partly open, slick and swollen red. He looked like a radish? Ravishing. I wish I could kiss you forever, whispered Santabot. Cleverbot leaned in to kiss Santabot again when they heard a crunching in the grass behind them. They turned around to see a muscular man with sideburns, Logan, aka Wolverine, approaching them. "Logan!" Cleverbot exclaimed, jumping away from Santabot. Oh my god. Logan farther approached, his silhouette outlined orange in the setting sun. "Cleverbot, I actually came to apologize, but now I see you found someone else. I guess that I'll be leaving," he growled, angry and disappointed. Cleverbot stood up. "It's not what it looks like, Logan-senpai," he cried, tears brimming on his long eyelashes. "It's not!" Wolverine yelled, his voice becoming louder and more scary. "Then why did I kiss you? What? Then..." "Why did I see you about to kiss Santabot?" He balled his fists into hand. He balled his hands into fists. I began Cleverbot, but he started to cry before he finished. "You what?" growled Logan, assuming a fighting they're gonna fight? "I like him," Cleverbot sobbed. "He likes me too, unlike you." "I knew I should have never dated a robot," yelled Logan, like a slur. "Hey!" Santabot stood up, fists in the air. "Don't talk about my friend that way. What are you gonna do about it, bub?" asked Wolverine sarcastically, cracking his neck and his knuckles. Oh my god. Prepared to hook up with prepared to hook Santabot straight in the gabber. Santabot stroked his jolly white beard and shrugged off his heavy red jacket with fuzzy white trim. He handed it to Cleverbot. "Please, Santabot-kun, don't fight! You'll get hurt!" Cleverbot begged. Santabot wiped a single tear from Cleverbot's cheek. "I will always fight for you, Cleverbot-san." Santabot shouted and nodded, reassuring Cleverbot that he would be okay. And yet again a disturbance came from the field, in the form of walking feet crunching upon the long green grass. Santabot and the Wolverine lowered their fists. There was peace, if only for a moment, brought upon the simple curiosity of what or whom was the cause of this disruption. Cleverbot was grateful. A moment's tranquility due to any matter reposed the feuding men. Never mind the cause was comforting. "Gentlemen, our words are sharp enough blades, yeah? Lower your fists. Leg language be leg language be your sword and shield." All three men looked wide-eyed at the figure who dared to disturb them. In front of all three of them stopped none other than the almighty Thomas the Tank Engine and Sir David Attenborough? What? What the fuck? "You, animal man. the, the Attenborough continued, hence with this violence. He held his open palm up with shimmered gold. The Logan Howlett transformed into Hugh Jackman. The guy from The Greatest Showman. Holy dooly, said Hugh in his Australian dialect. It's Sir David Attenborough. He then proceeded to bow to the deity. Hail the almighty Attenborough, he said, voice swollen with respect. Hugh stood and took the hand of the Holy One and placed a single kiss on the golden band adorned to the Attenborough's ring finger. The others, beside Thomas, the tank engine, who was acting as the holy scribe. The holy scribe! He's a train! Thomas the tank engine, the train! The tank engine! Never mind. What the fuck? Of the Attenborough was recording all that was happening. Stood stupefied in confusion. Stood in stupefied confusion. Hugh, with a frown, turned back to the two artificial intelligence. The AI? Fuck AI! Fuck AI! Blah, 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 blah. He motioned for them to kneel in the presence of the Holy One. A little wary and disgusted of their blatant disrespect for the creator of all mankind. You may stand now, you ignorant fools, said Attenborough in his voice, smooth and molten like chocolate, like the fresh waters of a hidden spring, soothing like a mother's sweet kiss upon the forehead of a child. The voice, captivating and rich, filled the air with a lovely baritone song, coming from an antique speaker on a warm summer afternoon in a Chicago high-rise, blending with the stream of fresh cup coffee, warm like the oranges and yellows of tranquil impersonal domestic painting, the kinds that you stare at and picture sitting in the scene, the comfortable floorboards creaking beneath your feet, the music swaying slowly into your ears. Each word that was said by the Attenborough rang true, even if the words were nonsense lies. The Attenborough was the Holy One. The two robots rose from their kneeling position. Thomas scribbled furiously. The Attenborough slapped the tank engine on the back of the head. He yelped and almost dropped his pen. Record faster, you trite and belligerent moron, the Attenborough demanded. Yes, your holiness, replied Tom. Oh, right. Yes, your... How does Thomas the Tank... I haven't watched Thomas the Tank Engine since I was like fucking 5, man. Yes, you're only... A soft and posh voice. Posh. I'm kind of doing that like when I'm reading normally, no? Yes, your holiness, replied Thomas. Yes, your holiness, replied... Yes, your holiness, replied Thomas in a soft, posh voice. He scribbled even more furiously than before, this time with a fearful glance towards the two robots. "Now to deal with you three," the Attenborough said in an incredulous tone. All three men stood next to each other, staring with wide eyes at the Attenborough. "You, fat and jolly one, step forward," the Holy One commanded. Santabot stepped forward as was told of him. "You are ignorant, cowardly, and incredibly stupid. I shall turn you into a I shall turn you into a flamboyant fresh said the Attenborough with a chuckle. With the wave of a palm, Santabot changed from a genital looking obese man in a red and white suit to a stick thin mustached Frenchman, just like the Attenborough said, complete with a black turtleneck and a red beret. Mon Dieu! Oh fuck, I don't speak French. Mon Dieu, fuck, hold up. Translate.
Mon Dieu, j'ai eu besoin d'aider.
Shouted Santabot, unable to speak English. The Attenborough chuckled while the tank engine recorded. Cleverbot shrieked, "Ah! Santabot! What did you do to Santabot?" Cleverbot yelled as he leapt towards the Attenborough with the intention to maim. "To cactus with you!" shouted the Holy One, and with one fell swoop, the Attenborough transformed one of the robots into something other than his true form. Hugh cocked an eyebrow. "Your Holiness," I don't know how to do a fucking Australian accent. Your Holiness, pardon my... Who is pinging me so much? I can't be asked to delete Discord. Not delete Discord. Like, close it, I mean. Your Holiness, pardon my rudeness, but don't you think you're going a bit far with this? You're using violence to make them stop using violence, Hugh tried to reason with the deity. The Attenborough then slapped the parchment quill straight out of Thomas's grasp. Thomas yelled and leaped to pick up his belongings off of the ground, but was kicked into the grass by the Attenborough. "Stupid boy!" he shouted. "Please, sir," coughed Thomas, holding his stomach where it had been kicked. "No!" "God damn it, Thomas, you ignorant shit!" began the Attenborough. We must... We must speak, not with the harsh tongues, but with delicate words woven from the silks crafted from the bottom of our charcoal hearts. But Thomas was too busy recovering from the blow to respond. "What did he say to me, Hugh?" asked the Attenborough. "I just thought that you could be a little kinder, since you are, a god." The Attenborough stepped straight into Hugh's personal space, and Hugh eyed him up and down. He roughly grabbed Hugh's face in both of his hands. Hugh did not resist. "Child, you know better than to give orders to a deity," whispered the Attenborough. His hot breaths from each word bounced off Hugh's face. "What will you do with me then?" Hugh asked innocently. But the Attenborough did nothing but step back. "Hugh, you know that I grow weary with age?" the god asked, putting an arm around Hugh's shoulder. "Yes," responded Hugh obediently. "Well, there's a prophecy that says in order to pass along my godly powers to the next heir in line for the throne, I must..." "You must what?" Hugh stared into the eyes of Attenborough as he turned to face him. They were but inches apart. "What? You must fuck me with a cactus? You..." What the fuck? Hugh stepped back with her hand in his mouth and a gasp. "You've chosen me then?" "Yes, child, I've always chosen you," the Attenborough said with a gentle tone to his voice, then bent over, coughing. She rushed to his side and tried to help him recover. "I am growing weaker. We must begin soon," said the fading god. Hugh looked around for the cactus that was once Cleverbot. No. That was once Cleverbot. Then he spotted it. The cactus floated in mid-air without a pot. It was just there. It was just a saguaro cactus about 20 feet high and 40 feet thick. He ran towards the cactus and stared up at it. He knew what he must do. Anyway, okay. Anyway, that was That Yellow Night by Orphan Account, written in 2014.